Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, today I came on here to talk about the book. So, if you purchased it already, thank you. But I wanted to show you the book, let you know that it is for sure available. Copies are in hand. I just want to show you like the color, the full color of the front and the back of the book. And basically give you a synopsis of what the book is about, what inspired me to write the book. What are my feelings about this accomplishment of mine? Like, if you know me, then you know I stay busy. So it's not often that I'm not doing something or working somewhere new or just into what I'm doing, anything creative. So for me, I've always been a writer, like writer, painter, draw, things like that. So for me, this was another like check mark. And so originally, like a few years ago, I was going to do a poetry book. And I felt like that the poetry book was fine, but I felt like I wanted to kind of talk about things that people could relate to. And so with that said, like I just felt like that why not talk about trauma? Like we all have endured trauma, experienced trauma. Many of us are still working through our trauma. So I felt like no better time now than to do that. Many people have problems like trying to figure out ways to heal from trauma. And so I thought about it. And so one of the things, like I came up with an acronym that will help anyone, and it's called phases. And so the P is for prayer. I feel like that prayer can bring us through anything, no matter what you're going through, whether it be good or bad. Prayer is the go-to for me. If you're spiritual, religious, doesn't matter what religion you are, prayer is essential. Healing, you must heal. If you're still holding on to the baggage and the pain, then it probably will be hard to heal until you're ready to face those demons or face your trauma head on. Achieve. You still must push through and achieve your goals, achieve the things that you've been wanting to do. And I believe that the A could stand for admitting. Like, I believe that you must admit things first and admit that they've happened in order to move on from them. And it could be assessment, like assess why those things might have happened. Ask questions. So A could be many things. S, self-care. I believe that self-care is essential. You must take care of yourself, because if you're not well, then how do you help others and have relationships with others? I think that that's self-love as well. Like, we must love ourselves before we can be in relationships, whether it be friendships, companionships, work relationships, things like that. E, education. Educate yourself. If you're not sure about something, educate yourself. Educate yourself and research ways on how to heal. Research ways to connect with others. And S, sustain. Add sustainability, substance to your lifestyle, your body, and things like that. Trust me, they'll go a long way. And I feel like those steps, which is called phases, will help you work through your process. But let's get into it. So let's talk about this book, right? I know I don't see nobody on here yet. But either way, once this book is, once this live is replayed, then you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to share it. So I wanted to talk to you about that, show you that, the front and back cover of the book. And like I said, the book is called Dark Past and Bright Future. It's not a long book, trust me. But the thing is about the book is I guarantee you that it is a page turner. So reading it front to back definitely will, you won't want to put it down, because I kind of really took time to zone out and hone in on the experiences and Black experiences I put in here that we all can relate to, that we either know somebody who has experienced these things, or met somebody or heard about it in the news. And I think at some point right now, we're all a little jaded. Like when you hear about it, it's surprising, or it may not be surprising, but at some point you just have removed the emotion from the situation, because if we were empathized with everyone and everything that we saw, we probably would be suicidal if we took it on, so we can't do that. But I'm going to read what the book is about. So it says, everyone has dealt with a bout of trauma at some point in their lives. The characters depicted in this book have all weathered the storm, but managed to find the light at the end of the tunnel. For example, Avery, a psychiatrist who owns her own practice, is carrying the weight of her clients' issues and her own relationships on her shoulders. Have you ever found yourself trying to solve everyone else's problems but your own? A young man named Tony learns the hard way that a major part of becoming an adult is accountability. Without accountability, you have nothing. PTSD has a way of controlling people's lives. Take Craig, for example. He never expected life to be like this after returning home from the military. The only thing Craig wants to do is regain control of his life and get his family back. At the tender age of 4, no one would expect their father to betray their trust in the way that Lachey's father did. Consequently, he will have to be responsible for his actions. In this book, the challenges that are faced by these characters all have led to traumatic events. Many of us are faced with our trauma on a daily basis. In order to restore balance and resiliency, we must not overlook these dark situations, but find ways to bring them to light. So, I wanted to read that and give you a little insight on, what the book is about and things like that. So, we shall get into it a little later. I'm gonna do a live reading. We'll talk about the launch and things like that. So, yeah, I can't wait for you guys to read it. If you have not got the book yet, make sure you go to www.kiss by redpublishing.com. Yeah. And actually, I wanted to share a little tip with you. So, I self-published this book, right? So, the name of my publishing company is Kiss by Red Publishing. If you know me and see me probably on a daily basis or often enough, then you know that I'm probably never seen without red lipstick, right? So, I thought, why not name my publishing company after that? So, definitely, this book and everything was well thought out. Down to the logo, down to the color scheme, everything was well thought out and is an excellent representation of me. So, can't wait for you guys to read it. Make sure you go get your book. And I'll definitely be, coming on here to tell you guys more about the book.